This video is about angle relationships. We're going to be discussing how they relate in regards to intersecting lines. And so the first situation we want to look at is this one right here, where we have some line right here. I'll call this line X. And then we have another line that crosses it called line Y. And when two lines intersect, it creates four angles. So we see four angles here, x1 and x2, and then y1 and y2. It creates four angles right there. And so the relationship between these angles we want to take note of. The angles that are across from each other, x1 and x2 are across from each other. These are known as vertical angles, the ones that are across from each other. And vertical angles are equal. So we see here that x1 and x2 are across from each other, so x1 is equal to x2. And we see here that y1 and y2 are across from each other, so we can say that y1 is equal to y2 because vertical angles are equal to each other. The next thing we want to look at is if we had two parallel lines. So here are two parallel lines. I'm gonna call this line, one of these lines is going to be called line M, and this line is going to be called line N. That's the name of these lines, okay? And then it's going to be crossed by what's called a transversal. It's a line that intersects two parallel lines. So this is going to be called line P. And this is the situation. And this creates 8 angles that we can talk about. So I'm just going to go through and label the angles. I'm going to call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we can discuss the relationships between all of these angles. Well, we just got through learning about vertical lines, vertical angles, angles that are across from each other. And so I'm just going to take note of the angles that are across from each other. I see right here, angle 1 and angle 4 are across from each other. So I can say that angle 1 is equal to angle 4. Angle 2 and angle 3 are across from each other. So I can say that angle 2 is equal to angle 3. Angle 5 and angle 6 are across from each other. I can say that angle 5 is equal to angle 8. Oh, I think I said 6, but 5 and 8 are across from each other. And then angle 6 and angle 7 are across from each other, so they're vertical angles, and those are equal. So all of a sudden, here are some relationships that we can talk about. So the next thing we can discuss when we have two parallel lines crossed by a transversal, you can also take note of some what they're called interior angles. So in alternate interior angles. So what they mean by this is a phrase, alternate interior angles they're equal. And what I mean by that is alternate means they're on alternate sides of the line P. These angles are on an alternate side than these angles. Those are alternate. Interior angles means that they're inside of these two parallel lines. Inside this area right here makes them interior. So alternate interior angles are equal. So right here, angle 3 and angle 6, those are alternate interior angles. We can say that angle 3 is equal to angle 6. Also, we can see that angle 4 and angle 5 are also alternate interior angles. We can say that angle 4 is equal to angle 5 because of this. Alternate exterior angles are equal. So let's look at that. If we've got exterior angles means outside, up here and down here, That's exterior. Alternate still means on this side and this side. So since alternate exterior angles are equal, we can say that angle 1 and angle 8 are alternate exterior angles, and that angle 1 is equal to angle 8. Let me go back to black. Angle 1 is equal to angle 8. And then we can also say that angle 2 is equal to angle 7 for the exact same reason. Okay, then we have some relationships that are, we have some supplementary angles involved. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. So we could, angle 4 and angle 6 are interior angles, and they're on the same side of the transversal. And they are not equal, but they are supplementary, which means that they add up to 180 degrees. So angle 4 plus angle 6 is equal to 180 degrees. We can also say that angle 3 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 degrees. So, if you had a problem where they gave you two parallel lines and they said, tell me what all the measures of the angles are, but they only told you maybe, let's say that they gave you that angle 1, let's say that they told you that angle 1 was equal to 40 degrees. I'm just making this up. So let's just say they said angle 1 was 40 degrees. Okay, well if angle 1 is 40 degrees, then I can go ahead and say I know what angle 4 is. Angle 4 is also 40 degrees. 40, 40. And I can say that angle 1 and angle 8 are equivalent because those are alternate exterior angles. So angle 8 is also 40 degrees. And angle 5 is a vertical angle, and so angle 5 is also 40 degrees. And so we've labeled all of those angles. Then, in addition to these supplementary angles I called out here, we can just look and see some more supplementary angles. Do you see that from this side of the line to this side of the line is 180 degrees? That's a straight angle. Angle 5 plus angle 6 is another set of supplementary angles. So 180 degrees minus 40 degrees is what angle 6 is going to equal to, which is going to equal to 140 degrees. That's what angle 6 equals to. All right, well, if angle 6 is 140 degrees, angle 7 is across from that, so this is 140 degrees. And then alternate exterior angles are equal, so angle 7 and angle 2 are equal. This is 140 degrees. And across from 2 is this vertical angle 3. This is 140 degrees. And then by knowing that measure of one angle, we could figure out all of the rest of these angles.